Hi children, welcome back to our EVS class. So now we shall continue with our chapter Rocks and Soil. Okay, so today we are going to see about soil erosion. Okay, so just like your rocks, soil is also continuously acted upon by elements of nature like the sun, wind and water. Okay, so we saw rocks get broken down into pieces by sun, wind, water, etc. Same way, soil is also, okay, changes are occurring in the soil due to sun, wind and water. Okay, so wind and water carry soil from one place to other. Okay, so when wind blows or water flows, your soil is being taken from one place to another. So during this process, the top layer of the soil, which is rich in humus and thus very fertile, is blown or washed away with wind or water respectively. Okay, so this is called soil erosion. So what is soil erosion? During this process, okay, of wind and water, the top layer of the soil, okay, the top layer of the soil which is rich in humus is blown or washed away with wind or water. This is called your soil erosion. What is it called? Soil erosion. Okay. Thus we can define soil erosion as, so if a question comes, define soil erosion, you can write this. It is the removal of the fertile top soil by the action of water and wind. What is soil erosion? Removal of the fertile top soil by the action of water and wind. Okay. So besides wind and water, there are some other factors which are also responsible for erosion of soil. So you will be learning about it in your higher classes. Okay. So here in this picture you can see the top soil being blown away by wind. Okay. Now soil erosion is a natural process and the amount of soil displaced or removed is balanced by the amount of soil formed in nature. Okay. So it is a natural process and how much amount of soil is displaced or removed will be balanced by the amount of soil formed. Okay. But due to increasing human activities, what are we doing? Cutting of trees. What is cutting of trees called, children? Deforestation. Repeat it. Cutting of trees is called deforestation. Underline it, children. And what does we do again? Building of roads and industries. Okay, when we do all this, the pace at which the soil is eroded is exceeding the pace at which the soil is formed. Okay, what is the meaning of this? That is, the rate how much soil is being eroded is not replaced by the soil formed because of our activities. Okay, so we need to take some immediate steps to stop this. If we don't, we will be left with very little soil and thus very few plants growing around us. Hence our needs will not be fulfilled. Okay, so this is the danger because of our activities. So what should we do? Yes, we should conserve our soil and all our natural resources. Okay. Now, as I told you, you have to conserve your soil, isn't it? So we can conserve soil and check soil erosion by following simple steps. What is the first step? Planting trees, isn't it? So each of you have to plant at least 1 or 2 trees. Okay? The roots of the plant bind soil particles together and prevent them from getting eroded. Therefore, we must plant more and more trees. Okay? So the roots will hold the soil. Okay? It will prevent soil erosion. Second is terrace farming. What is the second one? Terrace farming. You can see, isn't it? While you go through your Ooty road, they have cultivated carrots and vegetables by this method. It is called terrace farming. So terrace farming is mainly in hilly areas. So on the hills, we can prevent soil erosion by making terraces along the slope. So this reduces the force with which water comes down the slope, okay, and thereby prevents soil from being washed away. The method of practicing farming by making terraces on the hillside is called terrace farming. So what is terrace farming? Method of practicing farming. Okay, it is a method of practicing farming by making terraces. Where are you making these terraces? On the hillside is known as terrace farming. Okay, so two methods we saw: planting trees, terrace farming. The third one is called constructing dams. You can see the picture here, isn't it? Constructing dams. So flood is one of the main factor for soil erosion. So we should construct dams to control flood. Then soil erosion can be prevented. Okay. So when you go through your paikara, you can see dams there. Okay. Now the last method is stopping overgrazing. You can see animals grazing around, isn't it? So due to overgrazing, the top layer of the soil becomes loose and is easily blown or washed away. So stopping overgrazing can prevent soil erosion. Okay. So what are the four methods? Planting trees, terrace farming, constructing dams, and stopping overgrazing. So all these are methods for your soil conservation. So with this chapter is over. Thank you children. Take care. Be safe and be happy.